G'day guys, Dom here from Duty Blades. No build video today. Christmas coming up means I'm really working getting shit out the door. There is not a lot of time for me to be fucking around with a camera, to be perfectly honest. My job is knife making, I don't do anything else, so if I'm not making knives, I'm not making money, and this is really how I pay my bills. So, that being said, let's get into this. I thought I'd do a showcase like I used to do, just to, show what I'm doing and essentially just have an excuse to make a video, pretty much. Let's just be perfectly honest. So anyway, we'll start off with the full custom here today. For those who don't know, a full custom is a collaboration between myself and the client. You kind of come to me and give me like this child sketch of, I want this, I want it to be this long, and I kind of work with you and we come with sort of a design collaboration. I redesign it in my style and I make it. It's pretty much my most expensive design option because it's expensive. Doing one-off knives there's a lot more time involved because you're learning new things and that sort of stuff. It's also a lot more customer back and forth emailing, which is I don't like emailing back and forth. If you get an email from me, it'll probably be A, dot points, or B, one sentence long, because I don't want to have this big paragraph back and forth every time. I want get shit done, small thoughts, no fucking drawn out emails. I'm not dating you, I just want to make a knife for you. Anyway, I could probably talk about the knife. So, first up, Kydex sheath. It's grey. I've started messing around with grey sheaths a little bit more because I did a lot of black and it's kind of getting a little bit samey. At the moment, I only use black and grey. All the other colours kind of look a little bit too kindergarten-y, so I stick with the dull colours. Got a nice Kydex. It's got a nice retention to it. Nice positive snap. I typically make my Kydex extra tight because Kydex itself is fairly soft compared to G10, so if you don't make it too tight, it's going to wear in over time, and a year down the road, it's just going to be useless and floppy and shit. So I started off nice and tight, so 10 years down the track, you've still got a nice Kydex sheath. It also gives a nice positive click. It just sounds expensive. It makes you feel like you have a nice knife, really. Onto the blade itself, so we've got the compound grind, which is chisel grind, as per request, with the acid stonewash bevels and the hand sanded flats. As for the handle, the guy wants to appendix carry it, so it's a little bit thinner than normally would. And for those who don't know, appendix carry is when you take your knife and you kind of carry it right down the front of your pants. And the advantage of that, it lets you carry a massive knife and not really notice it. And also it makes you look like you have a big dick. So, I mean, depending where you're going, that might be good. If you're going to let's just say, if you're going somewhere that you wouldn't go with your mum, for instance, it might be pretty good to carry this with you. Just saying. Onto the handles, we have black G10 that's been patterned up. I got a new attachment for my grinder the other day, so I had to play with that. And I also I sandblasted it fairly heavily to give you that nice texture. And the screws are two-toned. We were originally talking about heat-colored gold screws, but when I did it, it looked like an Arabian Prince knife. It was just too much. So I two-toned it a little bit and sanded the flats off the top, so it kind of matches the bevel, but you still have that little pop of gold or bronze or whatever in the middle of it. I still need to make a dongle for it tonight, and I'm hoping to ship it out tomorrow. Or maybe today, depends what time I can get to the post office. He told me that he had some issues with some production knives in the past breaking, so I did give him a bit of a thicker geometry, just so it makes it a little bit tougher and more resistant to breaking. I mean, you got a serious tip on there, so you should be fine. So that's that. What's next? This one. This is actually one of my models, and ignore this. This is a stand-in. I was just too tired last night to do a dongle for it. Again, Christmas is coming up, so I'm working 7 days a week, late to the night, making knives. This is my micro grunt. This is actually one of my models. Got a little bit of Kydex up here. You can see it's breaking in right there. W40 takes it off, no worries. So you got the acid stonewash blade, the hand rub satin flats again. And the handle is OD Green G10, not OD Green, orange G10 with black liners. I kind of grounded them a little bit more than I normally do just to give it a bit of a different effect, I guess, so it's not all the same. This has been a fairly popular model for me, so I've done a few of these this year. Nice and small. Of course, chisel grind again. I really like chisel grinds. You can probably tell it's, honestly, I think it's pretty much one of the best options for grinds. If you listen to the forums, chisel grind's terrible, but if you actually use your knives and don't just jerk off to sharpening stones all night, it's actually a really nice grind to use. It's easy to sharpen, and when I mean easy to sharpen, I mean if you've got an IQ above 20, you can actually do that. I can teach you over the phone how to sharpen a chisel grind. It's so easy. You have one angle, you keep that one angle, and then you deburr. That's it. And it's also quicker because you're not removing so much damn metal every time. So if you chip your knife, you can get a good workable edge on that thing again in maybe 5 minutes. Compared to a V-grind where you're just sitting there for fucking hours with soft jazz music playing in the background, a wet stain on the front of your pants. I don't like sharpening, so I want to get shit done right now. And from talking to a lot of guys at shows and talking to a lot of knife collectors and knife users, they don't like sharpening either. So I think chisel grinds are really underrated, which is why I do them all the time. It also lets you get that really nice defined grind line in your work, which you just can't do unless you use ridiculously thick stock. Anyway, now that I've had a little bit of a rant out of the way, I'm going to show you some V-grinds. So these two are, I don't even know what to call them. When I get stressed and when I'm working too late, I kind of blow off steam by making more knives. Well, at least knives that aren't ordered anyway. I know it's kind of weird, but yeah. These aren't as tight as the other ones just because I have to, there's no handle here, so there's not much to grab onto. So this one, actually, start off with this one. This one is available. Everything else here is sold or spoken for. So hopefully, if I get my shit together, I'll have this on the website by the time this video uploads. Because I'm horrible at updating my website. We got, the handle is a rock pattern with a rad poisoning patina. Don't bother asking me how I do it. I'm not going to tell you. I came up with this stuff like 2 years ago, so I'm not going to go sharing it with everyone and have everyone and their mum making this. Got a nice solid edge here. This is a double 10-inch hollow. It's sharp as shit and just retardedly pointy. That thing is, you got this tip there to dig out splinters all day long with that. And a belt finish satin on the bevels, which is showing up fingerprints like mad. Belt finish satins are kind of one of the things that I find are a little bit difficult to do. They're always, I don't know, a lot of new makers think they're easy, but if you want a really nice one, it takes a lot of work, and I struggle doing it, to be perfectly honest. There's a lot of times when I just don't get it right, and I have to hand sand it, or I have to do something with it, because it's not easy to do, and it's pretty unforgiving if you want a nice one. And this is the one that's been sold. Pretty much the same thing, except this one's got an armor piercing tip, or a Bob Lum tip, or a reinforced tip. A nice pointy little knife. Alright, so we're going on for almost 12 minutes now, so I'm going to cut this off here. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully we'll have a build video out in 2 weeks. Depends how it goes. If shit goes badly, then whatever. And if you like this style of video, let me know. I might do it more often. I used to do them all the time, and I kind of stopped doing it out of laziness, to be perfectly honest. But if you like this, I might do them more often. I always have shit to show. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one.